welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I am doing an exciting video today, super unexpected, but I just got really excited. So my husband surprised me and purchased me the conspiracy palette. Oh my god. So we were watching the Shane Dawson documentary with Jeffree Star, and let me just start off by saying, like, I've been obsessed with Shane Dawson for years and years and years now. I really love his documentary style videos. I don't necessarily agree with every single thing he does, obviously, like, it's just, I feel that way about a lot of people, but I also never purchased anything from Jeffree Star before, so this is my first time doing anything like this, so it's very interesting. But anyway, so my husband and I were watching the documentary, and I kept being like, babe, look at this shade, oh my gosh. And he wanted to watch it because he likes to watch things with me that are like businessy makeup things, because that's like kind of his niche, but also he's just like my best friend, so we just like watch random things like that together. Like, he totally watches makeup videos with me on occasion, so I got really lucky. What can I say? But anyway, so yeah, he bought me the conspiracy palette. I'm so excited. I've already swatched this yesterday when we got it. My husband works for a business that works with like customer service for like makeup products and things like that. So he wanted to like geek out and like take pictures of the packaging and all that to make sure that like they did it correctly. I don't know. It's just what he does. So anyway, but this is the palette. I'm trying not to blind you guys. As you can see, I've already swatched this. Hi, you can see my phone. Cool. Love that. I've already swatched this pretty heavily. And the one thing that I'll say about this palette is that the stencils that are like in the palette do not last very long. And also it is a very powdery formula. So I don't know, again, I've never purchased anything from Jeffree Star, like not one thing. So this is my first experience with this palette, but also with Jeffree Star as a brand. So yeah, I thought today I would just do like a quick little get ready with me, like play with me. And we'll go from there. I just wanted to say that this palette is amazing. So I watch a lot of YouTube. It's just like who I am as a person. That's kind of why I started a YouTube channel, because I really like watching it, and I've watched it since like, I don't know, like 2014, 2013, like forever I've been watching YouTube. And so I watch a few like YouTube videos, but anyway, so I was watching, I cannot remember who was talking about it. I think it might be Smoky Glow, Hannah from Smoky Glow, but she was talking about how this palette reminded her a lot of the Anastasia Prism palette, and I totally skipped out on that one, and I totally regret it, because it was like such a beautiful palette, but I had just come off the heels of Subculture, which was a nightmare, and I purchased that palette the day it launched. I got mine in the mail, and I tried to make it work for a few years, but then I just ended up giving it to my kids to play with, because I was like, no one can make this work. It's an awful palette. Like, this sucks. I'm pissed. And so I think I was just in denial or something. I don't know. But, so I came off the heels of that. I did not purchase the Prism palette. But when I saw this and them working on it, I was like, oh my gosh, this has the shades from the Prism palette that I just like really wanted, plus some more. I really, from the Prism palette, wanted that green, looking color, so like that. And then I loved the bright neon yellow. I think it had a few other shades similar, but those two for sure were the ones that I like really wanted. And then when I saw them drop this shade, the Sleep Paralysis, and this shade, I was like, oh. A few of the other shades I just like in general, and I know that I'll be able to use on a daily basis. But yeah, I'm really excited he bought me this. I was like, it's supposed to be like an early Christmas present, so yeah, anyway. I'm so excited. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into playing with makeup. Okay, I brought y'all in a little bit closer. I film on my phone, so it's really hard to get like a zoomed in shot. So this is like as close as y'all can get, and I'm really sorry. But yeah, I went ahead and primed my eyelids with the MAC paint pot in soft ochre, the one that's in my project pan. And then I was gonna set my eyelid with another shade, but I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and use like what's in the palette. So I'm taking, oh my gosh, this is really hard. I'm taking my pills, and I'm setting my brow bone, and I'm using clean brushes. I cleaned my brushes yesterday, so that shade is very interesting. It's like a soft pink, like pinky beige, you know, that's what it is. Now this palette has a lot of kickback, like more than what I've seen in other palettes. It's almost like an Anastasia Beverly Hills type situation where it's just a really soft formula. I've never used Jeffree Star makeup before, so this is my very first time using any of his makeup, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to take a soft, fluffy blending brush, and I think I'm going to start with Tanacon. So this palette's really hard to like show y'all, but I'm taking, I'm going to take Tanacon right here and fluff that into my crease. Oh, this shade is a lot lighter than I was expecting. I kind of like it. I can definitely see myself hitting pan on these just because of the formula. It is a very, very soft formula. Like, you do not have to dip in at all very hard. You can literally barely see that. Okay, I'm going next to it, the Diet Root Beer shade. That's much better. So did any of y'all watch this series? And if so, did you grab the palette? Did you grab something else? I knew that they were making this permanent, I think. I'm pretty sure they're making this permanent. So I was just expecting to purchase it myself off my no-buy. Like, I was going to wait until the end of my no-buy and then purchase it then, hopefully if they had stock. But my husband's the best. So there's that. Okay, so I went in, okay, and I'm going to show y'all, again, I'm so sorry, I just keep blinding y'all, but you can see I dipped into Tanacon and Diet Root Beer, and you can see the kickback that was produced from just dipping in. I'm now going to go in with just a theory. No, sorry, not a fact. Sorry, not a fact. In my crease and kind of deepen everything out. I'm just really into this like cranberry. Ooh, that's nice. I will say these are blending really good. I've watched a couple reviews on it, but nothing like, I haven't seen anything negative really about the actual palette itself. I've obviously seen controversy on like why people aren't purchasing it, and like I totally understand why you would choose to not purchase from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. My husband is hilarious. So again, he works for like a distribution type situation. He like works with a bunch of makeup companies, like his company does, and he was like super into like, he like geeks out about like how efficient their customer service is, and like anything about like packing out and stuff like that when it comes to like makeup being shipped out. And so he was like telling me like about how the whole situation of everyone ordering from Jeffree Star Cosmetics the day that it dropped, he was like, it was just unacceptable. I was just like, and he explained it to me, and it was like, yeah, that makes sense. But it was just really interesting to hear like what they would have done differently if they had had Jeffree Star Cosmetics as like their what's it called? Client, I guess. It's really interesting to hear that side of things. But yeah, he said the site was a nightmare, which I believe it. I saw so many horror stories of people like waiting online for literal hours. Ain't nobody got time for that. This eye look is just blending itself. Sorry, I'm also taking a Morphe M433 brush. I like this brush to do my crease shades, like when I do like precise crease shades, and kind of just blending, adding pigment and then blending it out. I really love this brush for that. I also love the Sigma E25 brush. This one deteriorates faster than this one does. This one has kept its shape, and the Morphe one has kind of like gone to crap. All my Morphe brushes are not very good. So if I could find a dupe for this one, I would. That one's pretty close, but it's not as fluffy and dense. Yeah, dudes. This is literally blending itself out. Oh my god! Love. I'm being super basic today because I have a chemistry test, and I'm not about to go in there with some crazy eye, but I did want to put sleep paralysis all over my eyeballs, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, for those of us girls who have hooded eyelids, we need some sort of base to put down. No matter what the eyeshadow is, it could be the best freaking eyeshadow in the whole world, but my eyelids will eat every bit of that shadow. So it's not that this is just what I would normally do, is I would take my NYX glitter primer and put it on my lids. I do this with every single eyeshadow look if I'm not using like some sort of sticky cream base. So if I'm using like, I don't know, what are they called? Shadow crayon things, or if I'm using like a cream base, an eyeliner, I have to have a base down for all of my eyeshadow looks. It's just the burden I bear, the cross to bear for a hooded lid gal. So yeah, I just kind of did that really sloppily over my lids. I've been loving like a sloppy, messy eyeshadow look, so I'm gonna go ahead and take sleep paralysis right here. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I think out of all the shades, this is the one I was like, this one and Illuminati were the ones I was like super stoked about. And obviously the food videos, because that one's gorgeous, but this is so pretty. And I also have a lot of creases in my lids, so I like to kind of layer everything and kind of smooth everything in those creases to make sure that it won't crease throughout the day. So I'm kind of just like patting and blending this eyeshadow with my finger. I like to use my fingers whenever I use glitter eyeshadows. I don't have any nails or anything like that, so I have nothing that hinders me from doing that. I just don't feel like brushes do the job of my fingers. My fingers are like the best thing to put on glitters and things like that, so that's why I use my fingers. I'm also going to take my Morphe again with a little bit of Not a Fact, and I'm just going to try to blend out some of those edges really softly. I'm not about to like go ham, but I just kind of want to blend out all the edges and make sure that, you know, yeah, these shadows are just like blending themselves. I'm a fan. Oh, stop, that looks so good. Okay, let's see. I don't know, do y'all want to watch me put on my base makeup and let's have a little chit chat? Because I have a few confessions to make, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, listen, I failed my no-buy already. Hold on, we'll talk about it. And if you want to count this as failing my no-buy because my husband bought me a palette, by all means. But no, that wasn't it. So this sounds so bad, but I just like, I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know why I do this to myself. So, this is really embarrassing, and it just shows that like I have a serious problem. I was just chilling. I was just living my best life, and I get a few emails from certain makeup companies, and I've been eyeing anything from Melt Cosmetics. Melt Cosmetics is just one of those brands that gets me on a spiritual level. And I was like, I can't buy their palette, like, it's too much, blah, 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 like, I'm on a no-buy, like, all of those things. And I know that it's their holiday collection or whatever, so I was like, I can't buy it. But, I don't know if you would consider this. Probably. I mean, I feel like this is, like, a technical thing, but they were having a sale, and they were like, use this code and you can, you know, get onto our website. And so I was just looking around, because I like looking at people's, like, websites and stuff, and I was just, like, looking, and I saw that their lipsticks that are normally, for, like, $17 were $5 each. I'm not joking, $5 each, and I lost my mind. I blacked out. I bought 3. I bought, what is this one called? 710, which is the lipstick. I mean, I don't really have any shades like this. It's like a brown, a nude brown. I don't have anything like this. So that one I got. I also got their black lipstick called Bane. And then I got a gray lipstick in Tommy Boy. So this is their black lipstick. Don't have any black. Their lipstick things are really nice, by the way. And then I also got the one in Tommy Boy. And, okay, so I probably didn't have to buy this one, but it's just lipsticks that I've been eyeing for, like, literally full 2 years now, maybe longer, because I've been obsessed with Melt for a while. And so it's just lipsticks that I really wanted to buy, and they were $5, and so I bought them while they were on sale. And, like, I feel so guilty about it. I feel like I, like, cheated on my husband or something. Just something dumb. Like, I just feel so guilty about it. And, like, I know I broke my no-buy. And, like, oh, I hate this feeling. I feel so gross. I mean, I'm going to keep going on my no-buy, but, like, it just... I just realized that, like, I do have a shopping problem, and... It doesn't matter if I have anything in place, like, I still have a problem, and I don't know what to do about it. Comment down below if you've done a no-buy. I feel defeated right now. This is, like, my second time doing a no-buy, and not this year, but this is, like, my second time doing a no-buy, period, and I failed it every single time, and I... don't know why I'm so weak when it comes to makeup, but yeah, other than that, I've stuck to my no-buy. I haven't purchased anything outside of what I need when it comes to, I don't know, and I've been tempted. Oh my god, I've been tempted. I've been tempted by that whole entire holiday collection through Melt. I don't know if they officially called it, but it's like the Dia de los Muertos, however you say it, collection, and I've been tempted by a few other collections. Honestly, if this conspiracy palette was limited edition, I probably would have bought it. I have a problem, y'all. I have a freaking problem. I think it's just, honestly, like, I mean, this no-buy has helped me, like, kind of combat those feelings of, like, when you're in a bad mood, not to go, like, eating or shopping. I mean, that's been helpful, but when it comes to the limited edition type things, or, like certain sales, I think I've found that that's probably my biggest problem area. When it comes to, like, sales tactics. And like, I know what they're doing, but it still doesn't mean that you don't fall for it, or you don't, you know, get sucked into it, I guess. But yeah, film a no-buy, but I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, confession over. I feel a little bit better now that I've kind of like put it out there, but I still feel really guilty about it. I don't know, have any of y'all ever done a no-buy and like failed miserably at it? I just feel, I don't know, I feel awful. And I know that like the guilt doesn't help, it doesn't make you feel better. I don't know, I wanted to talk to you guys about it and like kind of see, like work through it together and figure out like maybe what I should do next, or like what I should do in the future. But yeah, comment down below if y'all have done a no-buy, or if you're on a no-buy now, and what you've done, because anyway, this is totally like off topic, but anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. We talk about things that haven't been tempting me. That frickin' Jaclyn Hill crap. Hot take, I was following Jaclyn Hill since the beginning of like 2013, and I've been through all of the ups and downs. I bought those stupid glosses from Gerard Cosmetics back in the Dizzy, when she first came out with those. I have been and seen her journey from the beginning, and probably after the first Morphe palette that she did with them, like that favorites palette, I was just a little off put, especially those glosses. They weren't as good as she said they were, and they were like the opposite of everything that she said they were. Like, they were sticky and gross and gloopy, and she was like, they're so buttery, they're so smooth, they're so perfect. And like, I just remember being like, okay, well, maybe it's just me. And then that was like my first time being duped by Jaclyn Hill. And then I almost bought the favorites palette from Morphe, just because it was like really pretty color story, and I was like getting into makeup at the time. I didn't have a lot of palettes, so I was like, yay, like I'll get this palette and it'll be great. I didn't end up getting it because of how crazy it was during the launch, and then like I was living overseas and it was really hard to put my credit card information in, so I just didn't end up getting it just because of that thing. However, after that, when she was pushing for the 35-0, I bought the 35-0 because she was like the first one to be like, oh my god. Like, I literally remember watching the YouTube video she posted when she was talking about Morphe for the very first time. Like, I remember that. And I remember then thinking like, oh, like it must be really, really good. And so like, I got duped by that. I bought the 35-0. It was crap. And then I just stopped believing her fully after that. And then I remember when she came out with the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, or not Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, what was it? Becca Champagne Pop. I remember her being like, oh my gosh, it's gonna work for every skin tone. For who? For who? It worked for you when you are tan, when you have a spray tan. That's the only person it works for, Jaclyn Hill. It doesn't work for super pale, and it doesn't work for super deep skin tones. I mean, it might. I don't know. I just haven't seen it. I've seen a lot of people talk about how it didn't work for them. More people than not. So, I mean, I feel like that one made me mad, and then with all of the following, you know, all of the following releases after that of Champagne Pop, and then when she started, like, talking all about Morphe, and then she released a Jaclyn Hill palette, like, I just haven't been a fan of hers since around that time, I guess. And with her releasing lipsticks, I was like, I'll watch the video, but I'm not purchasing anything, and I'm so glad I didn't. And then when it comes to like her highlighter collection, it's just like, sis, it's too late. Like, I feel like the type of product she's coming out with her packaging and the way that she like is talking about it in the PR package, like this is all from like 2015 when you should have made your own brand. Like, hun, you missed that boat. That ship has been sailed. It's gone down the harbor. It's almost across the pond. Like, honey, no. Like, I feel like she's just doesn't get it. Like, she just doesn't understand. And I don't know. I don't trust anything that comes out of her mouth anymore. And y'all can totally disagree with me if y'all are, like, Jaclyn Hill fans. But as someone that was a huge fan of hers, like, watched every single video that she put out, did all of that, I'm just disappointed on, like, how her career has gone so far. Like, I feel like she had such huge potential in 2015, and she could have taken that momentum and just skyrocketed to success, made her own brand. But I feel like what she really ended up doing was just kind of go the cheap route. Like, she didn't want to have to invest, or she couldn't invest. I don't really know what her financial situation was at the time, in her own brand. And she just wanted to shill out Morphe products, which, like, good on her. Like, do what you gotta do. But don't be surprised when people stop caring and thinking that you're interesting anymore. I don't even think, like, I don't know, she, like, only comes on YouTube when she wants to start selling things. Like, it's almost comical that, like, she has, like, a formula of, like, going off of YouTube for, like, months on end. And then she posts 2 videos, and then after that is a release video talking about things that she's launching. So, like, she's very predictable when it comes to stuff like that now. And I feel like she's just missed the mark. Like, she just totally missed the mark. I don't really feel like she's relevant anymore when it comes to that kind of stuff. And she's not really trustworthy, especially after the whole lipstick situation. I don't know. Again, if y'all agree or disagree, comment down below. I just don't feel like I trust Jaclyn Hill with anything anymore. And also, I feel like she just needs to get it together. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like, sis, it's too late. You had your chance. You had your time to shine. You wasted it on Morphe. And now it's too late. I love this blush. It's not cruelty-free, but I love it. It's the Dallas blush from Benefit. Been digging this blush. It's in my project pan, so I can't show you what it looks like, but it's so pretty. Also, I cleaned my brushes yesterday, and I can firmly state that clean brushes don't blend as well as dirty brushes do. Fight me. Oh my gosh, life has been chaotic over here. I have the end of classes going on. I've had to do appointments for nursing school. I have to do a whole bunch of, like, things beforehand because we start clinicals and all of that, so you have to be, like, background checked. You have to have all your vaccinations and, like, proof of vaccinations. You had to fill out all these forms. We had to do a CPR certification. I had to do, go to the dentist and get a dental form filled out. I had to go to my doctor and get, like, a whole health form filled out. Like, it was a whole song and dance. I almost have everything done. I'm just waiting on my background form to come in, and then I'm done. I don't have to worry about that. But now I'm having to worry about purchasing, like, a $300 kit and some scrubs. So pray for me. If you hear noise in the background, it's my cats, so it's not ghosts, it's just my cats. Oh yeah, I think we're done. Okay, great. It's been chaos around here. Also, on top of literally everything else that's been going on, my washer broke. So I've been having to go to the laundromat. My neighbor let me wash a few loads at her house, but with 2 kids and a husband and myself, the laundry monster just keeps growing and growing and growing. Like, it just never stops. I love to do laundry normally, but when it comes to not having a washer at your house, like, it's total first world problems. I know there's people out there that can't afford a washer and dryer, but it just sucks because, like, our laundromat is like halfway across town, and I have classes. I don't have time to like drive all the way over there. Like, I have my own stuff going on, and so it just feels like I don't have enough time to get over there and wash the clothes, and it's been a freaking nightmare. It's been a nightmare, honestly. I wish they had a 24/7 like laundromat open, because I feel like that's the only time I can get laundry done is like after everything's already closed. I'm just taking some of that Not a Fact under my lower lash line. Now, I think I'm going to take a little bit on the same brush of that Diet Root Beer and kind of just blend underneath. I like this shade because without the brown, it's like almost purple, but then when you add the brown to it, it kind of turns it into more of a maroon, like a purpley maroon shade, and I'm digging it. And then I'm going to take, again, this brush, the Sigma E40, I think, and dip it in that Diet Root Beer shade, and then just buff out the edges. Okay, and then since I went total ham on that, I'm going to take my, this is what I do, it's the contour brush from Real Techniques. Just take a clean one and then just kind of buff the edges with this like small edge. And guys, game changer. It kind of picks up some extra product. And it blends. Like, do you see the difference between these two? Amaze. Highly recommend. Y'all get you one of these brushes. I use this to set my under eyes. I use this to blend. It's like a very nice multi-purpose brush. Perf. So good. So yeah, that's my rambles for today. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and finish my lips and my face and do the rest of what I need to do, browse all the boring things going on, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the final look and I'll give you some other thoughts about the palette. Okay, I'm back and I'm done. I did my eyebrows. I added some of the ranch and some of my highlighter in the inner corner. I put on some lashes, and then I added some of my Gone Grayish Maybelline lipstick. I just felt like it was really appropriate for today. So yeah, that's the look for today. I was gonna go ahead and talk about a few dupes that I found last night when I was swatching things. I don't know if y'all are super interested in this or not, but I just thought that it would be fun. I realized when I was swatching this palette that I have a few dupes. Some of them are exact, some of them aren't so exact. I'm going to go ahead and start with the ones that aren't so exact, and then we'll go into the ones that are more on point. Or even like comparisons, I guess. So I have my e.l.f. Prism palette here, and this is like the original one. The one that I have like the 3 shades used up on. I got this one. I thought this one and the spiraling shade were really similar. So there's the e.l.f. shade, and then this is the spiraling shade. And again, they're not exact, but they're very similar. I feel like the e.l.f. one's just a smidge warmer. But you can see they have almost nearly the same effect on my hand. So yeah, I thought that was really cool how similar those were. And then, okay, so for the Not a Fact shade that's in my crease, I want to go ahead and swatch this one. So this is Not a Fact. Okay, so that's Not a Fact. That one. And then I compared it with, so I'm going to go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills shade in their Modern Renaissance, the Love Letter shade. Okay, so Not a Fact, Love Letter. And then I also found another shade that was super similar, and it's also from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's their shade, or no, not Anastasia Beverly Hills, sorry. It's ColourPop's shade in Sleeper. This one's a little bit more purplier, and this one's a little bit more pinker, but if you mix them together, I feel like you could get that shade. But yeah, that's ColourPop Sleeper, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Love Letter, and then that's the Not a Fact shade. And these shades will stain, so just a heads up. Okay, I'm gonna do the other shades like right here. So This is the shade that I thought was, this is the shade Trisha. That's the shade Trisha. And this is ColourPop's Solstice with the Mostest. You see how similar they are? So yeah, this one is has a little bit more of a like blue purple reflect, where this one's just like a pure, like just pink, but it doesn't give as much punch as you would think with this one. This one I could actually see myself putting in the crease. It's not as sparkly as it looks in other things, but yeah, that's Trisha next to Solstice with the Mostest. Okay, I have like swatches all over my hand. Okay, so now I'm going in with my Rides Here shade, and I don't really like blacks that much, but I now have 3. So I have one in my Gemini palette, I have Makeup Geek's Corrupt. Okay, so that is my Rides Here and Makeup Geek's Corrupt. You can see the staining all my yeah, it's just a basic black, but I feel like the Shane Dawson palette's black is just like a little lighter, like a little bit more gray, and it's like a flat matte instead of it being Makeup Geek's is just a little bit more sheen-y, I guess. It has a little more of a sheen to it. Oh goodness gracious, my hands, my arms, everything's stained. Okay, and then the last thing I'm gonna do this hand swatching on this hand, so we have some some room here, but I'm gonna go ahead and swatch Cheese Dust and Flaming Hot. So there's Cheese Dust, there's Flaming Hot, and I found a few kind of dupes just for my collection. There could be other ones that are closer out there, but these are just from my collection that I found. Let me see. They're all ColourPop single shadows because that's kind of my jam. So this one is ColourPop's 000. It's not an exact dupe for Cheese Dust, but I feel like if you mix these 2 shades, you would get that shade. So, and then here is ColourPop's shade in Bratty. I feel like this one out of all of them is probably the closest. Yeah. So there's ColourPop shade in Bratty, not a very good swatch, but next to Cheese Dust. I feel like very similar. And then one of them, which I thought was pretty close, for the Flaming Hot shade, is Hop On by ColourPop. And again, this is not an exact dupe by any means, it's just like a close shade. So this one has a little bit more orange than this one does. This one's more of like a pink red shade, and this one's more of an orange red shade, but I feel like on the eyes they probably come off similarly. So I just went ahead and wanted to show y'all like those little dupes. Also, I swatched L'Oreal's Amber Rush shade next to Just a Theory, which is like this shade right up here. Where are you? Right here. And they were pretty similar. I felt like this one was just a little bit more sparkly than that one was. So yeah, that's kind of it with the dupes or comparison shades. Now that my arms are completely crazy and swatched over, yeah, I overall really like this palette. I'm really thankful that my husband bought this for me. Thank you, William Christian. So yeah, I am really excited that I have this in my collection now. I'm excited to play with it. I'm glad I got certain shades. I really like the makeup look that I put on today. Little Fancy put some false eyelashes on, so who is she? But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below if you bought this palette, or if you're wanting to buy this palette, or if you want to see a certain look with this palette, just let me know. I thoroughly enjoy doing stuff like this. It's fun for me to watch, so I like to film it as well. So yeah, let me know. So yeah, comment down below and let me know if you want to see something in particular, especially with this palette or something in my collection. I thought about doing Alex was talking about me doing some sort of like makeup organization video, so if y'all are interested in seeing that, let me know down below. If you want to see something else, just let me know. This week and next week I don't really have any videos planned for like updates or anything, so just let me know what you want to see. Here I have a bunch of palettes I can play with. Swatching parties are fun, except for they stain my fingers, so there's that. But yeah, so until next time, bye!